Hello friends, and welcome to my September update. We're going to look at the things I coloured in August and also the things I'm planning to colour in September, which are some very exciting things. When there's some news as well, which I shall reveal as we go. First thing we coloured in August, let's start with what we coloured, and let's go to Steampunk Revival, which is the new book. If you don't have it yet, you should go and grab it. And we coloured The Nanny because it's one of my favourites and a great place to start. I really loved doing this bridge and the little scene under the bridge, but it was great fun doing all of the gold trim on our pram and making the nanny, happily nanny. Bit of Mary Poppins going on with that nanny. So a lot of Ohuhus and a bit of polychromos to boot in that one. Lots of fun. What else did we colour? Well, it was Steampunk month, so we went with Steampunk houses. And just to celebrate 5 years since I've launched the first book that I ever launched for colouring, and that was Steampunk Houses. And I coloured in the Powerhouse, which is one of the first illustrations that I did, and still holds water. I think it's great fun to colour. All these little buildings. I did them blue with a green roof, and I really enjoyed finding the little danger signs and the meters and all the little bits and pieces that are hidden throughout, and this telegraph pole full of electricity. That's Steampunk Houses. What else? What else did we colour? We coloured From Mountain King. So many fun books. And Mountain King. We've done a few for Mountain King, but this one was really enjoyable. It was the Phoenix. I loved contrasting the reds and the yellows and the oranges from the Phoenix wings with this sort of jade green background marble effect in this inner square. And I think it's really just an effective little illustration now that it's all coloured in. And it was great fun to colour. Once again, Ohuhus and polychromos on this. That was the Phoenix from Mountain King. And we also coloured in from Lost and Found, which is another amazing book. And Mr. Fogarty. You can't go a month really without colouring Mr. Fogarty. And we coloured Lost in the City from Lost and Found. And here he is in his red jacket on his red penny farthing, rolling happily through the city with his lilac umbrella. Or I guess you'd call it a parasol, wouldn't you? A little bit more use of the pencils here, but I still based it all with the Ohuhus. And I just wanted it to be a fun, sunny day as Mr. Fogarty rolls through the city. He's happy, but I think Snail's a little bit worried. That's Lost and Found. And the other thing that we coloured From Asleep. And I can't tell you just how much fun it is to do these asleeps, these really simple illustrations. And this was a very simple one. We just, once again, used that contrast. We did the blues to give that cold, because I wanted this to be cold, but I wanted them to be warm. So we brought the warms into their beanies and scarves, into the cherry on top of that ice cream. Those little penguins, nice and simple, but a really effective colour. So if you just want a quick colour, grab a sleep, grab a wake, grab your alcohol markers and just have fun. And of course, we coloured in from Tiny Tales, Volume 1. Volume 1 is Birds, Bugs, Bees, Blooms, Animals and Snail. And we chose a page from the Animals section, which was this one. And mostly because that tiger's just so cute, we have to colour him. These little mice that are spinning some yarn, and a little rabbit who's got his hands up to his elbows in a bucket of paint. And I added a little bit of spillage from that paint bucket just so you could be sitting in a puddle. Tiny Tales is a great book to play and use different medium and just muck around because there's no pressure. It's just a little fun book. You can do whatever you want. And I used Arduino Inktense. We even got a paintbrush out and used paintbrush on the background for the sky in different areas. So I love Tiny Tales because it's quick, and it's also a place where you can investigate different mediums and play with things that you've not played with no pressure, because each little page is just a whole lot of fun. That was August. That's what we did. Well, now we're into September. Let's talk about September, and let's start with Steampunk Revival. And I couldn't resist going back for a second month in a row to Steampunk Revival. That is my new book after all. And there are so many fun pages in this book. And I wanted to do a brisk walk. Mostly because I'm just in love with this little dragon and I want to play with all the metallics. So we're doing a brisk walk from Steampunk Revival. And we're also going back to Steampunk Houses. And I'm going to colour in this page, Toxic House, which is a Duplicates with a Difference page. That's right. You heard it correct. Steampunk Houses now has Duplicates with a Difference. I'll be doing a full flip through on the new version of Steampunk Houses in a week or so. So keep your eyes out for that. But I will also be colouring directly from one of those new pages, the Toxic House, mostly because I want to bring in some beautiful lime green clouds of toxic waste. So, yeah. I'm going to go through it more later, but there's a little zombie that's been added. There's more barrels of toxic stuff and big clouds of vapour now going through. It's a nighttime scene, so it's a little bit scarier. And I just thought this would be so much fun to colour. So Toxic House from Steampunk Houses, the updated version. More about that later. We will also be colouring from Serendipity. And I'm going to colour this page, Night Lights. These little glowing beetles and a dragon in a jar, which seems to have a glowing tail as well. So there's lots of different light sources. It's obviously a nighttime scene, some mushrooms. So lots of fun things to play with on that. I'm looking forward to getting into it. And that's from Serendipity. And here we have Lost in Time, a Mr. Fogarty colouring book. Now, we can't go a month without colouring Mr. Fogarty, as I've mentioned earlier, and I've chosen Alien Intervention. Now, the reason I chose Alien Intervention is because September is also Space-tember, and I wanted to colour in a space-themed illustration. So I've chosen this one. But just so you know, Jody Moments is doing the full Space-tember rundown, so check out Jody Moments. There'll be a link below for all of the stuff that I'm talking about. But on YouTube, you can download the Space Pirate free of charge, which is this guy. That's from Pirates. There's a Space Pirate for Space-tember. And you can join in with all of the Space-tember colour-alongs and buddy colours. And that's Jody Moments, who's pulling all that together. And that Space Pirate is available to you complimentary for the month of September. So get involved. I'm doing that. I'm going to be colouring this Mr. Fogarty. There is also, on Instagram, Mindful Griff and Dabbler D are currently colouring their way through Hide and Seek, which is just epic. And they're also celebrating Space-tember, and they're going to be colouring in. They've chosen 2 pages from Hide and Seek just to celebrate the Space-tember. One is this special delivery page, which is a postman, and there are aliens infesting his post office. So it's very spacey, and they're also going to be colouring this page. So if you're looking for buddy colours to colour along with, check out those 2 guys. Once again, that's down below, the links. And colour. I've done this colour along, and I haven't done the other one, but I'm sure that there'll be lots of fun colour choices and things to see. So yeah, Space-tember, get involved. So many fun spacey themed illustrations to do. All right, that's Lost in Time. That's Mr. Fogarty. And what have we got left? Things that I'm colouring in September. I'm colouring from Awake. And I've been looking forward to colouring this one. It's called I Don't Think You're Ready for This Jelly. And here we have 2 jellyfish who we're not ready for. A couple of fish, some bubbles. Obviously there's water going on. It'll be fun to play with that water. I've got some ideas. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And finally, for the month of September, I'm going to colour from Tiny Tales, Volume 2. Volume 2 Tiny Tales is Houses, Dragons, Oceans, Knickknacks and Christmas. And I've chosen this page from Knickknacks, from the Knickknacks section, and it's a steam train themed page. So I've got a steam train, I've got a little conductor's watch, I've got some luggage with a hat and a passport. So a fun little themed page from Knickknacks from Tiny Tales Volume 2. And I think that will be a fun little thing to colour. So that's it. The stuff that I've coloured in August and the stuff I'm planning to colour in September. Space Timber is happening, so get involved in that. And also, there's a update coming soon on where I'm going to flip through the new Steampunk Houses update with the new duplicates with a difference, so keep your eye out for that. Exciting things happening in September. Get involved. If you don't have all of these books, then let me ask you why. But never fear, you can buy the Colour Club pack for September, which includes all of the pages that I shall be colouring in September. That's available at rjhampson.com, and you can download for a few bucks. You can just grab that whole list of illustrations and colour along with all of them. I know a lot of you guys look forward to it, and do download those and print it out on your favourite paper and we'll colour along. So I am looking forward to September. Lots of fun things to colour. And I think that's the end of my story. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I shall no doubt see you in another video, but for now I'm going to say goodbye. See you later.